In Trustees report, as part of the first order of business, assuming the we'll provide a brief student trustee report, so I invite you to provide your report. And I do think that under the former Chairman Holland's leadership, that I think you instituted that student report, and I thought it was very good, a very nice addition. So thank you for doing that, and we certainly will keep on the tradition.
She's got some nice shoes to fill, and hopefully Bella will help you along the way.
Yeah.
I'm sure she will.
So it's a nice addition to our meeting. We invite you to.
I provided you with a more detailed report, but for the sake of today's meeting, I will only hit a few items. The new officers for student government were inducted by Provost Cheney. The new president is Connor Mallon, the vice president is Carlos Catalan, and the treasurer is Carlos Salgado. Student government unveiled the Pepsi Dream Machine recycling system on campus to encourage students to recycle. To help raise awareness of Recycling Week, a shoe drive is underway with a raffle of 1 ticket per shoe donated towards a chance to win a 5-foot-tall teddy bear. The Chronicle took first place in the Illinois Community College Journalism Association in sports features with editor Miles Honey and sports editor Trey Martin. The students won 11 awards total and finished second in the big statewide general excellence category.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And moving on, Trustees Anderson, Basharian, Oslager, and Paul attended the AACC 95th Annual Convention in San Antonio, Texas, on April 18th through the 21st. Would any of my colleagues like to speak about that conference?
Are we going to talk about our nomination, or are you talking about the nomination for the Advancing Diversity? Are we going to talk about it?
I didn't attend, but I pushed him to get the paperwork in so that we
Well,
could
let
be
me just tell you
nominated.
then, it was...
I'm not going to talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay, College of Lake County was nominated for the Advancing Diversity Award, and it's quite an honor to be nominated again, you know, in front of all of your peers. And in the middle of the table there is the award that the college received through George Jorge. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name.
Jorge Nieto.
His hard work in the area of diversity. That little star dealie there, as we walked into the banquet hall, there was red carpet there, and all of the nominees had stars stuck to the carpet. And so when the ceremony got over, I went over and I'm pulling up the sticky star off of the carpet, and one of the AACC staff came over and says, well, we have the actual cutout in the back. And I said, oh, great, you know, can I have it? So she went back and got it, and I attached it and carried it all the way home on the airplane. Now, you know what it's like flying these days, right? Can you imagine what happened to me when I was going on the plane, you know, with these points on this star? But I was happy to bring it back, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful evening for the college to be recognized for the hard work that they do. So thank you to all of you that played a part in this. And you probably also noticed that I have a new cowboy hat. I purchased this specifically for that awards dinner that night. So we're very, very proud of our school.
If I could just comment on the award itself, really it's a recognition of the whole diversity commission, and that group, as the board might remember, was formed really through a whole process where they looked at other models and decided to go with this commission model, and really have done great work, particularly in the area of multicultural and diversity training throughout the institution. I know Dr. Elizabeth Martin and Jorge Nieto, the co-chairs, succeed a long line of leaders and chairs who brought this about. And I think it's great to receive this kind of recognition, but it's, of course, as everyone would say, it's really a recognition for the work of all of us. So, congratulations to this.
Anyone else?
Well, what I was going to say about it is that Jorge and I were the ones who were on stage, and we sat and buzzed through the entire dinner talking about all the wonderful work that all of you do, especially those that are on the Diversity Commission, but we also went through the book and looked at what the other 3 nominees were doing and what their claim to fame were. And so we vowed that we were going to try to bring more ideas. He was going to bring more ideas to the Diversity Commission because we saw Moraine won it, and Moraine was up last year. So we said, okay, we knew this year would probably be a bridesmaid, but next year we think that that one's going to be ours. The only thing we don't think we're going to be able to do is Moraine had among their qualifications that they're the only community college in the United States that was the site for a naturalization ceremony. So I don't know that we're going to get to be able to bring in new citizens because they usually do them at like Mount Rushmore, Statue of Liberty. I mean, I don't know how Moraine does that, but we think we can do some of the initiatives that the other schools did. So moving forward with that. And he did say to me that he thought one of the things that really was helpful was that now diversity has been made part of the evaluation of college employees. And so I'm glad that since it's one of our strategic goals and core values, I'm glad that it's coming out in accountability as well. So.
Moving on. Several of us will be attending Lobby Day in Springfield next week, on April 28th and 29th. And this is our opportunity to talk one-on-one with the legislators in Springfield about the activities here in Kalispell County and asking them to continue supporting all of the good things we're doing. And I think we're going to do that jointly with our friends at Harbor again, which I think makes a lot of sense. So we'll report out to members of the community next month on our activities in Springfield. So before I go into the board announcements agenda, was there...
Chairman, can I make a small report about ACCT?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sure.
The American Association of Community College Trustees, that's our national organization. I'm the state coordinator for Illinois. We've got our annual Congress coming up in October 13th to 17th in San Diego. We're going to be doing the Ambassadors Program again, but I also want to highlight the Governance Institute, Leadership Institute that's going to be held in August. It's an opportunity for trustees, newly elected trustees, and even mature trustees to participate. If anybody is interested in that, I'm sure you can work with the staff here to make that happen. But the other thing I want to mention, the Congress that's coming up in October, the deadline for submissions for presentations is actually May 1st, and I know this is kind of short, and I'm going to put Rich on the hot seat here for a minute, because one of the big topics that's happening nationwide, of course, is the awarding of community colleges, awarding baccalaureate degrees, and that's going to be a major focus of this. You might want to consider, since you're leading the effort here in Illinois, Rich, you might want to consider getting on the agenda and doing a presentation, maybe with the folks that you brought in from Florida and Washington. That might be something good to come out of that as well. The other thing, though, that I want to mention, I have an opportunity to, in a publication, a national publication that the Trustees organization puts out, I have an opportunity to write a small blurb, an article about good stuff that's going on in Illinois. Well, I could go ask Harper or somebody else for some good stuff, but I think I ought to start right here at home with College of Lake County. So if anybody has any thoughts on something that you would like highlighted in this national publication, I have the ability to have it published as part of the Central Region because I am the state coordinator for Illinois. Thanks.
Before I go into the agenda, do you catch up with that? You want to say something before going into the agenda?
We're done with the chairman.
We're done with the reports. I'm going to go into the board announcements, and then...
Well, yes, I do want to say something. Unfortunately, I have to say something because the election's over. The election is over. And the faculty union that didn't get their way with their candidate are still hounding me. They're filing an ethics complaint against me, which has gone through our ethics advisor. And now the chairman, former chairman, who told us how great she was at bringing people together, keeps this issue alive, keeps it alive. 2-3 weeks after the election, it's over. But unfortunately, the head of the faculty union and the former chairman committed extreme ethics violations during this election. So therefore, I feel it's incumbent upon me, from all the people that came to me and that felt so uncomfortable for what happened during the filing of petitions for this election, that I too have to file an election violation. And it's very unfortunate, but this one would be against Tracy Hoy, and I'm hand delivering it to the chairman of the board, or to the ethics person. No, this is for Bob Riley. He's the, he is our CLC ethics advisor, so this is for him. And it starts the process that was started against me during the election, and it was all trumped up, and it's just wrong. And it's terribly wrong that we have to continue this election long after it's over. You know, I was willing to bury the hatchet, move forward, work together, do all the things that boards normally do. I have never seen a board act like this tonight, voting against a fine person like Bill Griffin to be chairman of the board. I have never seen anything like that. And I just endured 2 years of being on the outside of this board. With the past leadership, and I find it disgusting that we can't work together, and that nobody tries in leadership to make and have us work together. So it's a shame that it has to come to this. I was hoping I would not have to do this tonight, but this election will never stop until this is all resolved. So I'm starting the process. Thank you.
With the last letter that was put out, could we get copies of this as well?
Art?
Could we get copies of
Yeah,
whatever this is
I
as
think
well,
Karen, Derek
along
has
with,
it.
so
We'll
we
get
know
you
what's going
copies.
on?
Sure. Yeah, we'll pass those out.
Unfortunately, the grandstanding here will never stop. It's a shame that we have one person on the board who is a bully. That is
Would that be you?
unfortunate. No, I'm sorry, that would be you.
You can
But-
go to my Facebook page. It's
but I-
perfectly pleasant.
I will say, on behalf of what's going on here, that the reason that I brought the motion to the current chairman is because it was given to me after the last board meeting, and I was told that I needed to make sure that if I didn't pass it on to the next chairman, other people were going to pass it on to the next chairman. So I did so to leave it up to our chairman to try and deal with this, to solve these issues with the board. However, I also was aware of the fact that this red herring was going to come if I did this. So I knew ahead of time, giving this to him, that this was the action that was going to be taken, because this is a typical response on this board to how we deal with things. So
All right.
my situation is completely different
Okay.
from this situation, and there was no ethics violation. It's a strict red herring if you look at election laws.
Well, we're going to look into it. We got both of the letters, and your chairman, me, is known as a collaborator. I think you would ask the faculty and members of this community that I try to be fair to all sides that are involved in this, and I will be fair and work in a collaborative manner. I was hoping this would be a happy day.
I was too.
But we're going to move through, and we're going to do the business of the college. That's what you're all elected to do, myself included, and that's what we should do. So we will address those letters and the ethics, and we'll work with Mr. Riley, and work our way through that. Okay? All right, moving on. Some announcements on the board. Announcements for the agenda. There's a correction on 11.3.18 through 21. So I think we have a correction at the table.
11.3.
18. Is that right? 11.3.18 through 11.3.1 or 221.
2-1, okay.
What's the correction?
It's a change in department chair hours. There were a couple of hours.
Oh, is that what the handout is?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
So the handout clarifies it.
In addition, for some closed sessions, we have 11.1.3 separation agreement. 11.2.17, positions, additions, reclassifications, deletions, reorganizations of vacant positions. And 11.3.15, non-renewal of employment, full-time, fiscal year 2016, full-time specialist position or personnel. And I'll request to close the meeting under the Illinois compiled statute 5 ILCS 20 for the purpose of appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body, and Section 2C2, collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees and their representatives. And we do not expect any action after the closed meeting. And that,
Bill, when we get to 11.3.18, could you ask Rich Haney to highlight whatever the changes are on that document, so we don't have to go through and read them all again? I don't know if they're increases or decreases, but if you could highlight them when we get to that.
which one was that, Trustee?
That 11.3.18, that's at our place,
Okay.
which is a substitution for what's in our board books.
Okay.
The department chair hours.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, will do. That, unless there's questions of me, concludes the report of the chairman of the board.